Now Metallica had just released their massively successful debut with Bob Rock, known as the Black Album, where Metallica was superstars at that point, and Dave was getting left in the dust, so he had to catch up to a masterpiece of his own. He pretty much got number 2 on the Billboard charts, but pretty much tripped on Billy Ray Cyrus's mullet. So the album came out in 1992 and is an instant success. It is the most famous Megadeth album. It's arguably the most classic Megadeth album with really famous songs like Symphony Destruction, Sweating Bullets, Architecture of Regression, Foreclosure of a Dream, just to name a few. So the artwork's really cool. Sadly though, Vic Rattlehead does not appear in this artwork. This and the next album's artwork are actually pretty cool even though they don't feature Vic Rattlehead. So this one shows a man being hung in like a prison cell or something. Very cool. The colors in the background look really nice. Purple like skulls in the ground on a plate. Really creepy and cool, and I really like it. Now there's something interesting about this album. Believe it or not, I was not a big fan of it at all at first. You know, when you look at songs like Skin on My Teeth, you know, Crown of Worms, it kind of rubbed you the wrong way. Not necessarily like musically, but you know, it's more raw sounding compared to Rust in Peace, so to a first listener of it, if you're just sampling tracks, it does sound a little nasty. So the first song, Skin on My Teeth, is very cool. It's a nice opener. It's a very, very great opening track. It features an amazing guitar solo by Marty Friedman towards the end. And it features this new kind of more stripped down bare bones style, but still maintains thrash elements all the way, unlike the predecessors, Metallica. Track 2, Symphony Destruction, is an absolute classic. This is the first Megadeth song I've ever heard, and I actually heard this before I heard any other Metallica songs. Maybe it helped me to be not anti-Megadeth like a lot of Metallica fans are, because after I found Metallica, I became a fanboy of them, sort of. But I still never really said anything bad about Megadeth. I always thought they were pretty good. Now, I discovered this song Guitar Hero. I usually used to play the songs, not really pay attention too much. Then my brother's friend told me how cool the song was, so I replayed it and realized, yeah, this song has really, really cool lyrics and an amazing, incredible, epic guitar solo that Marty Friedman does at the end. Even with a stripped down, bare bone style, it has the best elements that you could ever want with Megadeth. It has great riffs all the way through. Some songs are very progressive, a lot of changes, and a lot of great soloing. What else is interesting about Symphony Destruction is that when they play the song live during the main riff part in the verse, in between the parts where Dave sings, you hear the crowd saying Megadeth, Megadeth, and then whatever country they're from, like America, Megadeth, or something like that. It's pretty cool. So third song, Architecture of Regression, is another really cool thrashy song as well. Very, very great all the way through. I always liked this song even when I didn't really love this album back in the day. It has very cool lyrics and a cool, creepy intro where it has like ambient war sounds in the background. I think this song is also about war. Foreclosure of a Dream is kind of a political ballad, if you want to call it that. He's even a part in it with George Bush Sr. saying, "Read my lips, read my lips," over and over again. It's a really nice ballad too. Dave's singing on this song is actually pretty good. It's a really great ballad and another incredible song. Now, Sweating Bullets, an interesting thing about this song is that it took me a really long time to get into this song, because I always used to think he sounded like Elmer Fudd on the song, and I just could never take it seriously. But then nowadays, I kind of get it. It's about like schizophrenia and stuff. He's kind of like going crazy, and even the music videos like going crazy. There's like 12 Daves just looking at each other in mirrors and stuff. Not surprising for Dave. Another hit song off this album, like Symphony Destruction. What else is interesting about it is that it features a lot of thrashier elements, and it has a really cool verse and chorus section. The solo section from Dave Mustaine is absolutely awesome. It has a nice falling down effect. It's absolutely classic. Easily my favorite part in the whole song. And in the remaster, they actually have a slower, like, quiet intro part with just one guitar, and that just leads into what the original song was like.
Hello, me. It's me again. You can subdue, but never tame.
Now, This Was My Life is one of my least favorite songs off the album. It just feels like, an extra song that they could have maybe cut out, and this album would have been a little bit better. But it's still a really good song. It's not like I'd rate it a 3 or something. It's a pretty great song, but it's just not as good as some of the other songs off this album. There's not any really thrashier elements. It's more like Black Album-esque. It's more like a mainstream style song, but it definitely has a nice verse and choruses. Dave singing and storytelling throughout the song is really cool, and every song has a great solo from either Dave or Marty. Mostly Marty, though, because he does pretty much 90% of the solos on this album. Now, the title track, Countdown to Extinction, is a very great song that I've really grown to love. It has a kind of interesting intro, but it's just more straightforward and interesting in a way. I don't know what it is about the song, and the chorus is incredible, the verse is really nice, and the lyrics are pretty great over top the rhythms. And of course, another great solo. The song High Speed Dirt's kind of interesting. It's not necessarily thrashy, it's more like light speed metal. Not like speed metal they did back in the day where it's thrashy speed metal, like really heavy speed metal. I'm talking more like lighter speed metal or speed rock. It's kind of interesting. The lyrics are really cool as well. Dave singing over top of it, great. Chorus is really cool. I really dig the chorus. And the solo section on this song between Dave and Marty is absolutely cool. And they even have like a banjo or steel guitar in the middle section of it. Psychotron is one of my absolute favorites from this album. It's more of a simpler song that's just kind of a slower groove. The lyrics and parts that Dave sing are really cool over top. Really great lyrics like Symphony Destruction. Also, to add on top of this really awesome song is the solo fills from Marty Freeman in between each part that Dave sings. It's kind of like the Countdown to Extinction 5 Magics, how it has solo fills all throughout it. Now, Captive Honor is the other song that I find kind of weak off the album. It's more like story-oriented, though, so that's kind of the direction it's taking, so I guess This Was My Life is the weakest song, in my opinion. But this song is about being sent to prison for murder, and it has, like, really funny dialogue in it. And my favorite part is when he's sent to jail, and I believe Nick Menza does the voiceovers of the person getting sent to jail. And then when the cell door closes, it's like some big black dude saying, "So, boy, your soul better belong to Jesus, cause your ass belongs to me." That part always makes me laugh my ass off. It's a really kind of funny song. Chorus is pretty cool throughout. It's just more supposed to be kind of a weirder song on purpose. It's kind of experimental in some areas, but more story-driven. The chorus riff is really cool, and it's definitely worth listening to the whole song. And the story parts are pretty funny. And an epic closing of Ashes in Your Mouth. This song is about nuclear war, just like all other Megadeth songs pretty much. And this song is epic. Like, you just know that you're in for a surprise with this song compared to the others. Most of the other songs on this album have like more of a stripped down approach and more bare bones but still good and thrashy and hard hitting. But this song is pretty much a Rust in Peace song off this album. It's very progressive, a lot of changes. Every riff is great. It has a ton of riffs. There's an incredible solo section too with Dave and Marty just going at it. And there's even like a swinging part, I think, if you want to call it that. Bass and guitars just going kind of like in Barracuda from Heart. Every part in the song is great. The lyrics are really awesome throughout. A nice song title too. An interesting play on words for a song about nuclear war. And this song is absolutely incredible. Easily my favorite off the whole album, and an amazing closer for a great album. Now, there's also a bonus track called Crown of Worm. If it was on this album originally, this might be the second weakest, because I still think This Is My Life is, it's more, This Is My Life is more mainstream sounding, but it still works on this album, I think. But Crown of Worms, I guess it would work, but I wouldn't say it's a good closing song. I think Ashes in Your Mouth is definitely more superior for that.